You, I think that might be a little bit better. Actually, if I turn on the other light, does that work at all? I'm not sure. This one, I think I could move this one, but anyway, let's see who tunes into our live stream today. I'm just spontaneously deciding to come on the tube here to say hello to everybody. I haven't talked to you guys in a while. It's been a couple of weeks now. It's been very stressful time. A lot of things going on, plus this weather. This wonderful snowy weather I have not expected to show up. It's very beautiful. At the same time, I would have appreciated this happening 7 days later than it did, but it didn't, so I had to deal with that. I'm trying to get comfortable in this chair. Yeah, good morning. Or good, what's this we got? Okay, Moncoco64, Curtis, welcome. Stonewolf Outdoors, welcome. Haven't seen you in a while as well. Yeah, this is back after a couple weeks. We've been really busy poking around here at the Viking camp, trying to get things done. The weather's not been playing along. I've been trying to work on the cars, trying to get all the cars straight. And in the midst of all of the stress, the other cars broke down as well. So I had a lot to do, and I'm not finished. I'm still waiting on parts to get all the vehicles back on the road. It's a lot of stress, and I don't enjoy it, but it needs to get done. Otherwise, it would cost a lot more money if I had somebody do it for me. So what we got here? How was everybody's weekend so far? I mean, this weekend probably was over for most of you, but I'll be going back to work tomorrow, so... Yeah, I had some things to do today at the house. Cut a little bit of firewood. It's usually daily tasks. You guys know all about that. And, yeah, just really exhausted. Just really tired. And it's so hard to come on YouTube and then plan to make a nice video and all that for you guys if I get home and I'm just tired. Oh, it's windy there, yeah, and warm. Yeah, I can't wait for the spring to come back. That would be just looking forward to that springtime. Yeah, I just broke a piece of my tooth off while I was eating this salad here, and I'm not too happy about that. Hello, Tristan von Rutenberg. Hello. Yeah. Well, let's see what's coming up. What's new? I could be telling you all kinds of things, but lately I've been trying to focus on my life, trying to get that, everything rolling the direction I would like to get it to go. Let me turn the lights on here. It's kind of dark. Turn that one off. That's a little bit better. Hello, Modern Viking Norway. Curtis, it's snowy there too, yes. Skiing in the mountains. That sounds like fun one, Coco64. You have a lot of fun with that. Yeah. I was contemplating on doing a live stream from the house, but getting everything set up and then to just sit there. I don't have a lot to talk about really at the moment. I'm just, like I said, I'm just extremely tired. I get up in the morning and it's like, oh, here we go again. And what kind of beats the air out of me the most is when I turn on the computer and I check my main page on YouTube. All the terrible, mindless things that are happening in the world that are affecting me and many other people. I just can't bear the witness of that. That's too much. So I've decided to not be on YouTube as much as I'd like to, actually, because of what I see there. That's one of the reasons you guys haven't seen me in a while. I'm not around the computer too much. I'm more likely doing things at the house and trying to take care of small things that have been laying around forever. I'm getting ready to paint the orange van, so I'm preparing all the parts to go to the paint shop. That's a lot of work, a lot of prepping. I try to prep most of the parts so that the bill to reduce the cost of the labor so that the bill won't be as much. I can't paint it myself because I don't have a paint booth and all the equipment and the time. But theoretically I could do it, but I just don't have the time and all the proper equipment because it's supposed to look, I want it to look, top dollar, top notch when it's finished. I'm going to also put in a new windshield. I just replaced the clutch, the drive shafts, and a bunch of other little things on it this weekend. So then now it's just, little pieces here and there. That'll be a kind of a growing progress as we have the van. It's basically safe to be on the road now, which I'm happy about. I fixed most of the discrepancies on it that make it kind of questionable and its reliability. So now the van is up to a certain point. Now I can paint it, and Vanessa can have a really awesome camper style van to drive around and do her job in and go nice places and just enjoy being on the road. And then maybe I can focus a little bit more on you guys here in YouTube and the direction I have chose to steer this channel in this year. I plan on making a lot more videos without talking, which I've seen the last couple of videos that I have uploaded were very successful in comparison to my previous videos. So therefore I've planned on making some videos without talking. Basically, I'm just going to put in the description what the video is about. And I'm going to do what it is that this description says. I'm just going to go about my business making the video. And that will be it. And then people can enjoy watching that and asking questions and writing in the comments. That way I can save myself all of the talking. And it seems that people don't enjoy that as much when I talk in the videos, so I don't. I would like to try that, to make a handful of videos this way. And there will be videos where I do some talking, but it won't be strictly silence and just working. There will be videos where I explain things or take you places, like I always do, special places related to Viking history, Germanic history, and Celtic history. So special places that are located around here. One of my main visits I still haven't gotten around to, but I drove by it it was like 5 times this last week, and I never got to stop by and take a look at it. It's the Donarsberg. Donarsberg. So we have a Thor's Mountain 25 minutes from here, and it's a very historical Celtic area. Yes, it's good to have time off the internet, and it's also good to be back here and have a chat with you guys. I always enjoy tuning in for my evening live stream on my way home, and it's something to look forward on a lot of days. That's the only thing I have to look forward to in the end of the day, and on a lot of days I'm just so exhausted. I just really would just want to go home, and then I go home, and then I still have home starts. You get home and you have to start the fire, feed the dog until the house is warm. You're like 2 hours into getting stuff done. Yeah, but that's how it goes. I chose that life, so I might as well not complain, right? Yeah, so today I got my new battery charger for my Husqvarna. I have a Husqvarna electric chainsaw. You guys probably see me use it quite a bit in some of my older videos. I love that saw. I've had it now for, I don't know, probably about 8 years now, 7 years, who knows? And it's paid itself off tenfold. It recently just had a couple major issues, and I've invested some parts in it, because buying a new one for 600 euros, I was like, nah, I'll just put like $100 of parts on this and it'll be like new. And that's what I did. It's back in action again. And then the charger broke, because now I have the batteries fit in my weed eater and in my pole saw. I have a pole saw that has like a small chainsaw at the end. I can prune my trees here and trim the branches down, which I was planning to do, but this, like, a lot of work with those tools these last couple days because I have a lot of trees I'd like to cut and things here and there I need to do around the camp, and we're trying to build some things at the backyard at home for temporary quarters, living quarters for the owls that we're going to get until we can find a nice property to expand our interests on that. I'm working on that as well, by the way. If you guys keep your fingers crossed, we're working on. Yes, Moncoco 64. It's a good thing to have that there. Hello, Kevin. Welcome. Yes, if you guys keep your fingers crossed, if everything goes well, we've found a property that's very. The location of it is absolutely genius because it's on the way to the Viking camp. As I drive up in here, it's on the right-hand side. It's right by the sawmill, and it would be a perfect location. And if you guys keep your fingers crossed, hopefully we can get it for a good price because the guy isn't using it. He's got all kinds of junk just thrown on there. There's piles of firewood that has been laying there since 5 years ago, and it hasn't even been cut and quartered yet, just laying in the rain. So they don't really have interest in doing anything with that property. So I hope we can acquire some kind of deal there where we can purchase that and we'll have a property because it has all the specifications that require to be able to build a small shelter for the birds there, maybe even put up a tiny house or something, and that's that'll be the idea behind all of that. Yeah, I hope that's my dreams right there. And I'm kind of, does anybody out there know anything about GoFundMe? Because I'm thinking about starting one. I was if I did all the math correctly, this whole project that we're planning here with starting this business is going to cost somewhere around $30,000 to have everything straight up off the bench, ready to go. Building materials is going to be the most priority. Aside from the property, I don't know what the property might cost yet, so that's another factor I haven't added into my estimation. So what I was thinking about doing is maybe dressing up a nice business outfit, maybe even dressing in my suit and tie, and doing a business proposal to a GoFundMe account and explaining what it is we will be doing. And I'll have like the owl I'll have on my arm, and I'll be explaining and petting the owl if it doesn't bite me. So yes, I'll be explaining that, and hopefully people will contribute, even if they just $1. That's an amazing contribution. Yeah, if dual see, now I'm getting tongue twister on every second word. Dual language inhibitors in my mind sometimes. Yeah, even $1 is just a tremendous contribution to our project there. I mean, it's not like it's yeah, I've never had any experience with those kind of projects with a GoFundMe, so I don't know. So I don't know if that's going to be a thing. I'd have to actually go. That's something I want to research tonight, because that'd be a great thing to do. Because we're not doing this to actually get rich or to make money. This is actually going to be like a public service. So the idea behind this is the birds and the owls that we're going to be raising are going to be therapy animals, such as you could compare it to a comfort dog or a comfort animal. I guess you could get it doesn't have to be a dog. I'm not asking any of you guys to pitch into it. I'm just trying to figure out if anybody would have a knowledge or experience with such projects, if you've ever heard of or used such tools in the past. And if you guys feel free to donate anything, that would be great. But I'm not asking. I know times is really super tough right now, and we got to watch every penny we spend. And I'd be happy you guys invested in something that's going to help you guys out. If you got resources for preparing for some really harsh times that are coming. Now we're looking at probably rolling into some kind of massive world war situation with all the Ukraine propaganda stuff going on, sending tanks and all that. But who knows? Let's not talk about that now. That's depressing. Yes, I'm going to open a GoFundMe account. That's my plan, and I hope that'll pay for a lot of the financial expenses that are going to help us get started. We need to, if we can manage to get the property, we still need to straighten it out. I mean, I have the bobcat, but we need to fill in some of the area. It needs to be leveled some. It's right next to a stream, so I definitely I need to level the back end, and I need to raise the back end up, so because we do have floods here sometimes when it rains a lot, and so I don't want to be flooded out on my property. I like to have electricity put in because I have electricity right across the street. I want them to put it on my side of the road so that I will have electricity available for lighting up the bird area, so I can put spotlights, so I can make sure it keeps security on my property, so I can illuminate that at night, and for events especially. And the idea behind it is, like I was explaining earlier, I got off track again, but my mind is racing. The idea behind it is to be able to take those animals, those owls, and there's other certain smaller birds that we have as well in the program, to like children's hospitals and do special visits with those, where the children can pet them and ask questions about them and hold them and get to experience something really positive and out of the situation that they're currently confronted with in their life. And that's a special, it's a special kind of therapy, and it's a special occasion that makes somebody, puts a smile on somebody's face, and it's a kind of service that you don't get to compare with your regular 9-to-5 job, and it's something that we really enjoy doing. You get to travel quite a bit. You can even focus on getting some of your clients would be larger hospitals or larger old people's homes that you could do regular, they book you on a regular appointment, like once a year or once every 2 months or whatever. And then I want to centralize it so I don't have to be on the road all day driving around to these places. I'd like to have a lot of events here on the property where people can come and we to the location, and we can do, for example, we were looking at buying a extra large yurt. That's like a round Mongolian, it's like a round tent. You can live in it. Actually, you could probably live in a yurt if you heat it in the winter. And we was looking at doing a fairy tale evening with the owls. So basically, me or someone else would be reading out of a storybook next to a fireplace with everybody that's attending the event. They get to hold an owl and pet the owl during the maybe 1 hour of or 1 hour of the event, whatever it may be. And then at the end, everybody gets to have a bowl of soup and some drinks, and then they get to go home. And that's the kind of experiences that we plan on including in our program, because the people will come to us. That will give us the opportunity that we can work from home in the case that that may be necessary more often in the future, because the world is changing and we have to kind of plan and adapt and be resilient. We're really working on that right now, at least mentally. And we have what's called the Eulenwanderung. It's where you take the owl, everybody gets an owl, and they get to basically take it for a walk. Short, not for like 2-hour walk, but a nice little path that leads back to where you started, and just for the experience. And people are so fascinated by these events, and we know this works because the person, the falconer who's helping us get into this business, I have so much work. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't harm me to help you guys to start off on your own feet, and you can branch off in a complete new direction to where he's got so many requests for his service that he doesn't know where he could be on the road 365 days a year and still not fill all of the requests. So he'd be glad to have someone who's in the boat with him and can learn and get going on their own, and with his help, with his experience. And he's been helping us out greatly, getting us all the information and pointing us in the right direction, and giving us some hands-on experience with the animals as well. And that's a great experience. And you can't just buy experience. You have to really get lucky on that part, I guess, that someone is willing to help you and pass on their knowledge to you without any kind of costs or second thoughts. So we're hoping now that this will work like we planned. And of course, nothing ever works out as we planned, but so far everything has been going differently. So we're really working on that really hard. Excuse me. Yeah, talking too much. My voice dries up. Yeah, so that's our plan, and I'm really happy. It's exciting because it's going to be closer to my dream of being able to work from home with animals, homesteading. The Viking camp up here is part of my. It's one step closer to my dream. I'm hoping to be able to put solar on the Viking on the Werkstatt, the Viking Werkstatt, the workshop. It's a German word for workshop. You can tell I'm tired, can't you? Just starting to speak two languages here. So I'm probably to put solar on the roof in the workshop, and we're gonna seal up the roof really good this year on the roundhouse, and do some arranging. And I want to expand the workshop. I want one more room. I've decided that I'm going to build one more room, and that is going to be like a living quarters with a fireplace. I need that. I need a place that I can really heat up, stay dry, and stay warm in, that I don't have to freeze when I stay there overnight, and that it's waterproof 100%. So I need to figure that out, how I'm going to do that. I've been doing some brainstorming on that idea. And hopefully, yeah, that'll all come together nicely this year. On Coco 64, that's really nicely said, but my biggest enemy is time. If I had the financial resources not to have to work 40 hours a week at my day job just so I can afford a couple bolts and screws for my weekend warrior projects, I want my day job to just be there because I kind of like my job. I built that business up from where it was when I jumped in there. It was about to fall apart. And now it's something I just really want to just let go and be like, whatever, it's a lot of energy put into it. And you need to keep your options very carefully, choose your path that you want to walk on, and very carefully choose what options you choose to delete out of your opportunities. It's very hard to do in some instances. If I had the time where I wouldn't have to work for, let's say, 40 hours a week, just so I could pay for some of the bills, then I would be up here every day making awesome videos for you guys. I'd be filming adventures every day. 2 videos a week, and then on 2 channels. But I don't have that time. See, so every time I have to make it count. Yeah, it's just something. We'll see how that works out this year. We'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, I'm going to really try to look into what a GoFundMe is all about. I need to read up on that and find out how I can do that. And when I look at those things that other people have built, and they've out of a GoFundMe account, it's amazing that there's so many people out there that were willing to help, and they actually got their yeah, I forgot. I need to go home. I need to sleep. I'm tired. Yeah. Oh, okay. This is amazing. Those GoFundMe accounts have actually allowed people, have made it possible for them to live out their dream, to actually meet those goals and give something back to the community and back to the world. Because we leave nothing in this world. When we leave this world, there is nothing that you want to make sure. The only thing that you can leave behind is the impact in the environment and the impact with the people that you interact with in this life. You don't take any of your fortune and fame with you when this is over, when this is it, that's it. And yeah, so we need, if you want to Make your life count. You need to make it count not just for yourself, but for those people you care about, so that you leave something behind, so that they have something to, you know, to leave them a little bit better off somehow. Give them opportunities to build on their dreams and their hopes. Whereas if otherwise, they would have probably not had that opportunity. That's if you have like children or family members, people you care for. And as we speak, there's a fox walking through the forest. Look at that. Awesome. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I got to see that. Speaking of fox, Samiso Jakubu, welcome. Welcome to see you back. It's good to see you back. Yes. What did I say? Oh, I bought a new pair of binoculars from Vanessa yesterday. I bought a pair of Meoptas 8x56, and we went out and tested them last night. We went out to a hunting stand that I like to go to a couple years back, one of my favorites. It's right around the corner from the Viking camp. Actually, we could walk there on foot for like 5 minutes. And we didn't even get to the seat yet. There was 3 deer standing right in front of it. And we just watched with our binoculars for a good part of the evening. We saw lots of animals. We were hoping for some wild boar to come out so we could watch those, but it's really become a rarity here, although we've had such a big problem with them many years ago. I think the populations have decreased drastically due to the implementation of night vision and infrared technology. Whoops. What was that? Uh-oh. Hold on. There we go. Yes, the wild boar population has decreased dramatically due to the implementation of night vision and infrared technology being allowed in the hunting law. Used to be not allowed, and then they said, okay, well, it's efficient and it's safe to use, and there's no risk letting hunters have these things with their guns. And so then the product was that they basically shot every pig that moved. And now there's hardly any pigs left. Here at my area, at least. We used to have a lot. Because I remember that when I went hunting, there was like once a month you'd have the farmer would come running because his field was plowed through by a horde of angry boar. And you don't see that any much. You see a little patch of dirt once in a while. So it's become scarce to see wild boar out in the forest. It's kind of a shame because that's one of my favorite animals I used to observe. And I used to take care of the wild boar population, less or more than go hunt them. But I hunted very selectively and carefully because I do have a lot of respect for the animals. That I took care of them quite well, and the stations that I had set up to control the population, I had cameras, and I got to watch how the little piglets grew up to be, adult animals a lot of times. So, and then I showed that to my colleague hunters, and they're like, "Well, why didn't you shoot all the little pigs?" I was like, I really refrained from shooting anything that still had stripes on it, and anything that if I shot it, I couldn't eat it. I didn't shoot it because I really had a problem with that ideology, and now they wanted basically to decrease the population while it was still before the first generation, and I kind of understood that because it's a financial thing, but on the other hand, it wasn't necessary, not at all. Because the wild game meat, on the other hand, is extremely expensive and it's sought after. It's very, very valuable commodity here around in Germany. And if you think of it this way, I was very carefully controlling the population and selectively hunting a few animals to make sure that there's healthy ones, but not just shooting them because they're there. That wasn't the principle of all of it. And mostly, I only shot one when I really wanted one for myself. Like on Yule. We had one on Yule Fest a couple years ago. Hello, Wild Dino. Welcome. Yes, Jakubu, the Freya and Freya had both a miniature wild boar that they could summon to as riding animals. They could ride them like horses. I think it was Guldenborsti and Hildisvini were the pigs that they had. Yeah, but I like pigs and wild boar. They're like one of my favorite animals. So I really had a lot of sympathy for them too as creatures in the forest. I took care of them extremely well. They had where their wallows were. I made sure it was like the best place to be. I always made sure we have what's called beech tree tar. Hello, Radiation Raven. Good morning. And a beech tree tar. It smells kind of like really spicy barbecue sauce. And we get that here from the hunting supplier store. And what that does is we paint it on the trees that the wild boar use as a. They rub on those trees. What do you call it? We call it Mahlbaum in German. It's basically the wild boar in the wallow. They get all muddy and then they go rub on certain trees. But they have selected trees that they use, and those trees we paint the areas where the boars rub on with this tar. It's a biological product. It's not poisonous. It smells really strong smell, and they can smell it from miles away. And it also helps them to rid their skins and their furs from parasites, and that's really one of the reasons they love it so much. And I used to make sure there was always plenty of that on all the stumps, and I made sure there was plenty of attractive things for them to come find to entertain them, and I put out some corn for them to come get once in a while, and salt. And made sure I bought the really expensive ones. They just had not just the salt stones, but the mineral stones. The ones for the red ones, they had all kinds of vitamins and minerals in them. So when it rains, it washes some of that material down on the wood stump, and they come and lick that. It's like a salt lick as well. That's what that is. And I made sure I put those out all over the entire revier so all the animals could have the benefits. I enjoyed that a lot, but it took up all of my time. Again, all of it. Every little bit of my time, it was just involved with my hunting area, taking care of the stands, taking care of the wild boar population. That was a daily thing. You'd have to go in the morning, you check the cameras, you say, oh, cool, there was a boar here tonight. Let me see if the station if they visited the station. And yep, you got to put corn back in it, set the timer again to see what time it fell over. And you can drive around the entire area. I mean, took me a good 4 hours just to do the entire revier, just stop and go, not do any work. And then there was days I'd have the trailer loaded with 2x4s and screws and nails and tools and chainsaws and you name it. I had it in the trailer. I went and bought hundreds of dollars worth of lumber, and I drove from station to station, and I inspected each seat very carefully to make sure the ladders were safe. I put railings on the ladders. I fixed everything up real nice. And I did that over a period of 6 years, and I enjoyed that very much. And I got to a point where I just wasn't having any fun anymore. And so I decided it was time to stop. And I really would like to get back into that a little bit. But then again, the time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Got a little Pooh Bear back there making noise. What are you doing? He wants to go home and get he wants his dinner. I got it right here. I'm going to mix this in with his normal food. That's 250 grams of beef. I give him lots of good food. He's a good boy 95% of the time. Yeah. Have you guys seen, I posted an article. Did I post? No, I haven't posted it yet. I was going to post it, actually. I think I'll put a post up. I made a picture of, we have the Bild Zeitung in Germany. It's basically like the daily news kind of. Not everything they write is 100% credible, but it's based somewhere around what's going on in the world. And I went to the gas station to, I don't know why I was there, but I went inside to pay. If I was probably getting some fuel, and I had to grab a couple things. And then I looked down at the Bildzeitung because it's always on the counter right in front of you when you walk in. It's like the most popular newspaper you can buy in Germany. It said that they will have insects in the food as of the 18th of January this year. Insects in the food will be allowed. I almost fell off my feet because it reminded me straight up to the whole WF agenda. You will eat bugs. And I was like, here it comes, with it like a freight train at me again. I wasn't thinking anything, and there's the newspaper right there in my face. And now you can't even go to like Burger King or McDonald's anymore. Not that I enjoy those places anyway, but once in a while I do like to go to Burger King and get a double Whopper. And now I have to think twice about it every time because I was like, I don't want to be eating crickets and maggots and mealworms instead of yeah, you guys get the picture. I'm gonna post that up later. I actually forgot to do that because I've been kind of stressed out about that. Yeah, that's when my blood pressure goes up again, and there's my day ruined by a newspaper. But I can't let that bother me too much. It was just like a shock because it was right there on the newspaper. Now you're hearing about all these terrible things that are supposed to happen, and there it is right in front of you. It's like the first warning of the tidal wave has reached the shore, and you're a mile in, and then you just got the first warning. This is what this is. Guten Abend, Leute. Ja, Mr. Hein, du hast bestimmt auch die Bild-Zeitung gesehen, dass jetzt bald Insekten im Essen erlaubt sind. Yeah, Mr. Hein probably saw the Bild-Zeitung as well, the article there. I don't know if there's a way I can blend that into the screen. I gotta learn how to do all that high-tech stuff. Yeah, just doing a quick live stream here from the van to check in with you guys. Probably gonna let little Pooh Bear out for a little bit. Who is Caroline? I don't get the joke. Nope. I don't know. There was a pun or a joke there. I don't understand. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to this year being a lot of positive steps into the direction that I would like to go. A lot of things. Never easy, of course. Really looking forward to my bees this spring. Hopefully they all survive. We'll see. Yeah. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'd like to double my I would like to double my bee population this year. That really makes me wonder, how did they keep bees in the Middle Ages and in the Viking days? I don't understand how it was possible and they had such a great amount of honey and wax for their candles, and they did it all by destroying the bee colonies, and I don't understand how. It's just amazing to me that my mind doesn't wrap around the fact. I'd have to look into that. It's something I don't. I just got a notification that my buddy Ramuni, Viking Crafts, he just posted a new video too. I'm gonna go check that out right when I get off of the live stream here in a couple minutes. It's a good friend of mine from YouTube. Met him on YouTube here a couple years ago. Last year, was it last year maybe? Beginning of last year, that's not that long ago. But he does some really cool stuff. He's a very awesome craftsman and a really nice person. And we chat from time to time, and he just posted a new video as well. Well, let's hope there's no bugs in the food, because that would be gross. Yeah, I would just not like to be eating that. When I want to eat beef, I want to eat beef and not bugs. Well, yes, I'm probably going to wrap this live stream up here. I'm kind of tired. I want to let little Pooh Bear out for a little bit. I want to let this beautiful evening sink in and kind of just enjoy the snowy landscape and the scenery. I really enjoyed checking in with you guys. It's always a pleasure that you guys are always here and support. Tune in every time I'm here. That's wonderful. That's something to look forward every day. And I'm going to end the stream. Yeah. That's right. That'd be something I look into too, like making a t-shirt here, so I can make a bunch of cool t-shirts. All right, everybody. I'd like to thank everybody wherever you are in the world today. If you're going to have a good day, good evening, or good night. Like always, thanks for tuning in. Stay safe and see you soon.